Welcome back to Mimic Decision. We are excited to share with you the second session of our new campaign, The Veil of Vesir. Just real quick before we get started, for those who have not seen us before, we are a Daggerheart campaign group. We'll be playing through the campaign The Veil of Vesir for the next foreseeable future. With me today, as they will be for the duration of this campaign, I have Tom, Tim, Josh, John, and Aubrey, all filling in their characters that we all met last week. So our goal here today is to not just tell you a story, but to bring you to the table with us and get your input as we play. So look for opportunities as we play to answer questions that we ask, but more than that, feel free to dive into chat and give us suggestions, thoughts, comments as we go. Our players are watching, and if they see something they like, they're more than welcome to run with it. But beyond that, we will come to you with direct questions as we play. So, without further ado, let's get back to our story from last week. Last week, we introduced you to the world of Vesir, more specifically the city of Gaiatel. On an important day, the Ceasefire Remembrance festivities, a day-long celebration and mourning of a very bloody night that led to the longest peace in modern Veseran history. At that festival, you got to meet our characters. You met Morella as she dived into a peach pie at the pie eating contest. You met Tam as he competed in and won the festival's archery contest. You met Beilu, the gentle seraph who showed us his wood carving skills, and while he didn't win the contest, he certainly warmed the hearts of the judges. You met Tormund, our Galapa seraph cook, as he, and I want to point out, is very anxious to know who won the stew competition from last week, and maybe we'll get to that later, but he's going to have to be a little more patient for a little bit longer. And of course, you met Azalea, the fawn druid who managed to capture a greased trihorn in the last event of our festivities and make a new friend in the process, maybe. After the events finished and our group had a chance to catch up, catch their breath, and take a look around, Gaiatel was faced with an unexpected issue. An eclipse out of nowhere. The sky black, the stars glowing green, and monsters made of vines and spines poured up out of the ground and attacked people all over the city, especially in the area of Alatane's Spear, where the events of the Remembrance Festival were going. Our party had a decision, and you helped. Do they save the noble, the Dracana noble and his bodyguards, or do they save the Valkyrian priests? You sent them after the priests, and they fought off the vine-like wolf creatures that had been attacking them. The priests were thankful. The monsters all around the spear have been dealt with, it seems, and the Veseran Guard has come to establish peace and order. But more importantly, one member of the Veseran Guard, a somewhat meek-looking, half-elven individual with sergeant stripes on his uniform, has placed our characters under arrest. Without any further ado from that point, let's dive into it. Party, you stand...
Question.
Sure.
Did the priests also get arrested?
The priests have moved away before this came around, in fact. Okay. Your group has kind of taken a moment to catch your breath after the fight. The priests thanked you and moved on. You saw order be restored across Alatane's Spear, and then a member of the guard called out to you, telling you to stop where you were and that your group was under arrest. If there are no other questions, then the spotlight's back to the party.
What is
I'm
the meaning
sorry.
of this? Go for it.
Did you say that we are under arrest?
Yes, that's right. Under arrest, you lot. I need you to come with me, if you'd be so kind. Quickly, please.
What is the meaning of this, Sergeant?
The meaning? You're under arrest. What meaning do you need?
What for?
The captain said you're under arrest, Sergeant. I need you to come with me now.
I can't be under arrest.
Why?
I work for Mr. Silkstone.
That is not relevant. Who's Mr. Silkstone?
It feels a little relevant. You don't know
He-
Keeve
I have no
Silkstone?
idea. Should I? He looks a little anxious for a second. No, I'm sure it's not relevant. I need all of you to come with me. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just gonna mouth at him that he really should. Really should know him.
I've never been in this kind of trouble before, and I kind of look around at everyone else. Do we follow?
Officer, I believe there may have been a misunderstanding, perhaps.
There's no misunderstanding. My captain told me to come arrest the group with him in it. And he points to Tormund. I know him. Tormund, I know you.
Yes. I know you do. Why am I being arrested?
They'll tell you back at the gatehouse.
Perhaps your stew was too good for them. Being arrested for being too delicious.
Oh, no, I did hear that. Got lots of people sick. We'll have to arrest you for that.
I don't believe you.
I'm sorry, officer. I only know one of these individuals personally. I just hopped in to help these people from these creatures that were attacking. But they all seem like ordinary people. They all jumped at the opportunity to help people. So what are the charges even?
He walks up closer and kind of lowers his voice. There are charges from a notable individual that you, all of you, are responsible for what just happened here. I don't want to cause a panic, nor do I particularly believe it, but I have my orders. Tormund, you can come quietly, or I can get the rest of this regiment to help me do this.
Does he look like... So the way you made it sounds like he's open and honest and trying to not cause a scene. Is that what I perceive also?
Why don't we go ahead and get our first roll of the night in with an instinct roll? Yes, yes.
And so in general, I'm looking, like, is he giving like the eye, like the...
Mhm. Sure. So first and foremost, you do know this man, not well, but you recognize him. His name is Kai Willoughby. He's a very young sergeant, really young, so young that he was a child the last time there was a war in Vesir. He is part of this kind of new generation of guards that are coming up who have not fought their entire lives. They're aware of it, certainly, but things are a little different.
Question. Would I know of him? Is there anything I would know about him?
I don't think so, unless you can give me a reason from your background that you think you might. In which case, maybe.
No.
He's not a particularly well-known guard or anything. Tormund would just know him from circles of work, but not well. If anything, you've heard of him because his age and his rank don't match up very well.
A 15,
That's-
16.
With
There's hope for this? But it's hope, it's an 18. But like, there's hope for like one of these tests?
if I say there is.
Okay. Well, 16 with hope.
If there's fear, then it counts.
No, it's an action roll unless it's a reaction roll, which it wasn't.
I see.
Which is, a subtle piece of the rules we can worry about some other time. But for the moment, yes, there is hope there. You may take it. With a 16, you get the sense that he seems not anxious, but uncomfortable with what he has been asked to do. But you also can tell that he seems serious. Honest, but serious.
Okay. We should go along and get this resolved.
I'm not a fan of being arrested, but I would like to get this cleared up peacefully. and as soon as
Well,
possible.
Take his hammer and kind of set it down and lean it against the building behind him. So, that is what you think is best.
Yeah, we found these weapons. They weren't on us before.
Mm-hmm.
I do not care about your weapons. Truth be told.
This is Gayatel. Everybody has a weapon, guys. Just take them along. That's not the problem.
It seems
It
relevant.
wasn't.
Well, I don't know these people.
Yeah, so
Your
Tam, you're
Eminence,
in a
whatever your name is.
Sergeant Willoughby,
Did he-
if you would.
Did he give us like his name and rank, or did you just tell us that?
No, he is not. He has the rank insignia of a sergeant, but that's all.
I don't know what that rank insignia is, so I would just call him sir.
Sorry, what did you say? I didn't hear.
So I don't actually know any of these people, sir, so I don't know if they're in trouble, but I just got here. Okay, I met that one once, and I point at Belu.
Yes, you are also under arrest. Thank you.
And I kick the dirt.
It was a nice try, Tambit.
So glad you came to visit me, Azalea.
Yes, I knew it was going to be fun. So are we going, or are we gonna try to kick rocks somewhere else?
Is there somebody else we're forgetting to ask?
Yeah, we can see what the audience wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, let's toss this one over to the audience. What do you guys think our party should do with Sergeant? Do we do, indeed. So obviously you've heard some of the party's thoughts. Any guys, you have any other comments you want to put in while we wait and see if the audience has some input here?
How fast can everyone run?
I am a
I'm a
turtle.
fawn, so I'm pretty fast.
You have wings.
Well, you could kick someone.
Spring away.
Just imagine you're a greased dinosaur.
Well, those seem fairly easy to catch, according to last session.
If you're Azalea.
Well, that's true.
I call to the Trihorn with my druid speak to come rescue us.
You can, but he's feeling like a nap right now. It's unlikely he's going to get up to move. Gonna put at least a DC 30 on that.
Hayshan says if we comply, maybe we can clear it up. But what if they're crooked? You know, what if we're being brought in on, you know, some corrupt thing?
Well, I mean, he said he doesn't care if we take our weapons with us, so leaves a bit of an opening later if need be. Right?
This will be more
I
of
don't want to
a
fight him.
problem for politics than fighting.
Okay. I
Well,
do believe we have a consensus, and that is to go along with the guards. So, party, you're complying.
We are. Okay. Yeah, we will follow
Alright.
along, Sergeant.
Now, if you could all just come along with me. Single file line, please. We'll be back to the gatehouse soon. We'll take your weapons and get you locked up and take care of things as fast as we can.
But we'll go along.
And with that, he starts to lead you through Alatane's spear towards, in fact, one of the ships that the guard had come in on that rides across one of the canals of Gayatel that he will use to take you out to the gatehouse into the holding areas run by the Vesir guard. However, as you start to leave, making your way to the boat, you stop and you feel a kind of chill wind whistle through the air, and you just kind of take a look at the spirit now on the other side of the battle. There's no shouts of fear or pain, anger, no sounds of battle left. It seems like whatever was here had been put down, but there is an ongoing sense of unease, of worry, as the air still stays, as the sky still stays black and dark, as the stars continue to shine down in green light. And as you are about to step onto that boat and make your way to the gatehouse, an apparition appears above the city of Gaetel. A woman in a kind of flowing white wrap stands before you, or I should say floats before you in the sky, centered in front of the eclipse with a slight ring around it. Her features are indistinct. You can tell that she has long blonde hair, and she looks to be younger, maybe. It really is hard to tell. The only thing that's clear are the bright emerald green eyes that seem to be staring at each person in Gaetel as this vision looks down on all of you. It holds for a moment as the whispers of the crowd kind of well up as people notice and react. There are shouts of startling, but eventually, as the figure stands there not moving, things do quiet, and an expectant pause fills the air. At that point, the figure speaks, and her voice echoes across the entirety of the city, bouncing off the alleyways, bouncing off the buildings, reverberating through the houses and the palaces of Gaetel. Look at what you all have become. Prisoners in your own home. Trapped in a doomed timeline of your own making. Do you know what you have lost? Do you know what threads you have cut short? Your reckoning will be upon you soon. Soon. But for all those who are loyal to Vesir above all else, to those who look toward the future with hope, I am Karia Green. I stand with the wardens of Vesir. And you are welcome. Come to the forests of Gransol. Seek me, and you will be protected. Seek me, and you will be rewarded. I speak to every living soul on Vesir. I look forward to meeting you. And with that, the apparition disappears. The eclipse ends. The sun shines now in the dim oranges of sunset as evening comes on, and the stars change back to their faint white dots that they should be this early in the evening. Sergeant Willoughby seems taken aback for a moment and kind of stops in his tracks, looking back at you, looking up at the sky and looking around. And you see that most of the crowd has had a similar reaction. It's mostly confusion. The whispers start up very quickly and turn into the roar of a crowd that's all talking in a million different conversations. But Sergeant Willoughby shakes his head, looks back at you, and doesn't matter. On the boat. Let's go.
You really think?
Excuse me.
Still think it was us?
We weren't responsible for that.
I Can't make that call, I'm sorry. My captain will speak to you as soon as we're back.
We understand, Sergeant. You have your orders and you can't alter them.
Yes. That was fucking weird, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, right?
Yes, yes, it was.
Matt,
We'll
have
skip
we
on the
heard of this Wardens of Vesir before?
No, that is not a term that would have been bandied about before this.
There was the Wardens of Vesir or the Wardens of.
The Wardens of Vesir. Yes.
Okay.
I hope that dog finds its master. So how far do we have to go to get to your captain?
It'll be a quick boat ride. Maybe 5 minutes.
Well, I'll get on the boat or whatever, if no one else is.
Yeah, and Sergeant
going up.
Willoughby walks
Yep,
on
I'm in the boat.
first, just kind of waving you all on, and he takes goes over to another guard who is sitting at the helm and whispers something to them, and they start pushing away from the dock shortly and get moving. The boat takes off into the canals of Gaiatel, and you can see, the various torches and different colored lights of the city now kind of reflecting back off the various palaces and walls of the city. The central tower of Gaiatel, a wondrous masterpiece of white marble and glass that is thankfully not somehow a death laser, is lit up for the day of remembrance. And you kind of have this very jovial atmosphere to a city that is now very not jovial, as the mood has soured. Nonetheless, the boat does make its way to the gatehouse, pulling up into a dock built directly into this gate here. After being docked, Sergeant Willoughby guides you out through the room and into a processing area where you are asked to hand over your weapons. Look, I know you didn't do it. Truth be told, I think you're probably right. But procedure is procedure.
I hand my onyx spear to whoever.
I'll give my bow over. If we were gonna fight that, it would have been earlier.
Yeah, your weapons are taken, and
I will hand over my crossbow.
only your crossbow.
Yes. That is what I have out at the moment.
Okay.
That is what I will hand over.
Okay. Would you do me a favor and make me a finesse reaction roll?
Is it 12?
Nobody seems to make any note of anything you didn't hand over. But for each of you who have handed over your weapons or whatever you've had, there is another guardsman at the desk who makes a quick note of name, description, item. There is some level of record keeping here. And with that, Sergeant Willoughby leads you off into an area full of holding cells. This gatehouse is toward the edge of Vesir, and as such, doesn't get the kind of regular drunks and disorderly conduct kind of things in the holding cells. It is in fact completely empty as you come in. And Sergeant Willoughby leads you to a large cell that has room for all of you. He just asks you to take a seat. Look, you won't be here long with any luck, unless you did do it. Captain will be around shortly. You need anything until then?
I believe a pitcher of water would be wonderful for the group here. Just in case we are waiting long.
Yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
And with that, he steps away. A minute or so later, another guard does come in with 2 pitchers of water and some metal cups for you. And with that, you're left alone for the first time since the festival in the prison cell.
Bloody stinks in here. Have either of you been in prison before?
No.
This is a first for me.
This is the
But-
first I've ever come to a city, and then I'm put in jail on this within the week.
The more worrisome thing is that we were accused by a noble.
And they called you out by name, which is quite strange.
By name, by description. I don't want to say I'm relatively distinctive, but I guess we'll see. There's not much we can do but wait, at least for the captain.
If we are here long with the children, do they know what to do and where to go to
Oh,
get home safely?
you don't have to worry about them.
Okay, okay.
Many things, but
Quite
If,
resourceful.
yes, resourceful is
That is good.
Some time passes. Not much. You're left to wait maybe 20 minutes before eventually you hear loud footsteps coming in, and eventually you see a tall human man standing outside your cell. Tom, again, Tormund recognizes him, but you don't know him well. That said, you do know his name. This is Captain Stanger.
Stanger.
Yeah, he has an interesting reputation among the guard, depending on who you ask. He's about 6'3", relatively wiry, dressed in the silver and red of the Vesir guard. Well, now, what do we have here? I'm Captain Horace Stanger.
Captain
Tormund?
Stanger.
I don't know the rest of them. Catch me up.
Well, this is Belu, Zealia, Tambid, and Morella. We're just doing. I know Belu personally, and he knows someone else. And we were doing the events for the feast. You know me. I was cooking, waiting on the judging to happen. Hasn't happened, sir. And we're just talking a little
Oh,
bit.
the stew. I heard that didn't go well for you. Got some people sick, isn't that right?
I don't believe so, sir.
Kidding.
I'm almost more offended by this than by being accused of being responsible for this, sir. I say with a little bit of a smile, but then I kind of sober up a little bit. Then the eclipse happened, and very, very quickly everything devolved into chaos. The people for the arena opened, like the person in charge of the arena of the big melee told all the fighters to go help defend the city and fight off the beasts. We saw some priests that desperately needed help. They were being attacked by some of those beasts, and we went to help them and killed some of those beasts. In fact, you can see some remnants of the injuries from the beasts on us. And We were catching our breath just after this was done. The priests had ran away, and the guard very quickly came after the event happened. The sergeant.
You don't say. Tambid. Do you know anybody
Yeah?
from the Greyheart family?
Rayhart? I don't even know where the Greyheart family is from.
Does any of us know about this name?
Yes, the Greyhearts are not a particularly obscure family. The Greyheart clan is the ruling family of the Coetel,
Okay.
nation of Coetel. The current leader, Greyheart Jemai, is relatively famous.
I turn around and like raise an eyebrow at Tamid also.
No, never heard of him. Why?
Belu,
Yes.
did you see any conics around when everything started?
And the conics?
Indeed.
I was just having a conversation. I admit I am not the most aware person, but I did not notice anything out of the ordinary until the unscheduled eclipse, and then the vine creatures. I assume this happened all over the city and not just in the area we were.
Indeed. The altercations were numerous but brief, thankfully. We managed to get everything dealt with, honestly, before the guard detachments even got there. This seemed like it was more of a warning shot. Wouldn't you say, Morella?
Well, based on what we heard from the lady in the sky, yeah.
Karia Green. That name mean anything to any of you?
Does it?
No. I can't
Heard
imagine
you,
any of
why'd you
you.
ask?
I can't say the name rings any bells aside from the apparition.
What do you all do? Torment, obviously, I know, but. Tambid, how do you make money?
I am just a guide. Anywhere somebody needs to get, I can get them there.
Anywhere.
I mean, within reason. I can't fly.
You have to spend much time in the forests of Gransel.
No, Packlands.
Azalea, what are you doing in the city? I haven't seen you before.
No, Captain, this is my first time in Kaetel. I'm on a ritualistic pilgrimage for my people. It's called the Water Walk. I'm here visiting my friend Morella. She asked it would be a good time for me to stop by with the festival and see her, of course. But no, I've never been here before. Just passing through, really.
He stares at each of you kind of eye to eye for a while, just kind of looking around the group, thinking, rubbing his chin. All right. I don't really know what's going on here. What I do know is that a noble of no small family name has accused each one of you, if not by name, then by description, of being involved in some sort of ritualistic magic right before this whole thing started.
And do they provide any evidence besides their word?
Some would say that the word of one of the ruling families of Vesir is enough.
I am not one of those people.
Yeah, I also
Mm.
wholeheartedly disagree.
I
How
believe
did they
may
get
have
word
been
to
mistaken.
you? How did they get word to you within like 12 seconds of the whole thing going down?
For better or for worse, mostly for worse, some of the nobility has very direct lines to our command structure. This came to me from 2 steps above me, that I had to send Willoughby out to track you down. Truth be told, Willoughby was already out and moving, and I had to send a runner to let him know what he was doing.
Interesting. Willoughby in particular was to be sent after us?
That was my call, not
Oh, I
theirs. He was just the right man in the right place. And I just thought it less likely that he would decide to bring back your heads instead of yourselves.
That was kind of you.
Truth be told, I don't happen to think the word of a noble is enough either, Azalea. But for some people, it certainly will be. Which means that somehow, you lot have pissed off one of the most powerful groups in the city, country, world. So, guilty or not, I thought it best that maybe you spend the night here, under my watch.
You're asking quite a lot of us with no evidence to speak of besides the words of nobles. Some of us aren't even from here.
Truth be
And-
told, I'm not asking anything. You're in a cell.
Well, you're asking us to take it on faith that we won't just be forgotten.
I'm asking you to take it on logic. I'm telling you that a member of the Greyheart family has taken it upon themselves to put not inconsiderable effort into finding you. Now, maybe they have made a legitimate claim and you're pulling the wool over my eyes. But more likely than not, I think you managed to offend somebody somehow. And I'd rather make sure that you live through the night so we can get down to the bottom of it.
I mean, is there like a
And we'll
long-term
be safe here?
fix?
What was that, Morella?
Are you sure we're going to be safe here?
Safer here than elsewhere.
Are you going to be safe here?
Probably. I've earned a bit of leeway over
Well-
the years.
Do you think you could get a message to Mr. Silkstone for me?
Mr. Silkstone. Keeve Silkstone?
Uh-huh. That's the one?
I might be able to do that. What's the message?
Well, that I'm in a prison cell. If you could just let him know. He might be wondering where his coffee is tomorrow. Why some papers don't get filed later tonight. Supposed to have the day off, but you know how it goes.
All right, all right. I'll send one of my runners out to let him know. He'll have a notice in the morning at least if they can't find him tonight.
Well, thank you very much.
Do you know who in particular in the family? I really just can't understand like how we ever interacted with one of them.
You didn't see a black-scaled draconic nearby when everything went down? That's where they said when they said they saw you, right as the darkness came on.
And the darkness came and we genuinely just went to help the priest. I guess there might have been other people that needed help. Fortunately, sometimes you have to make a decision.
He looks to be less vulnerable than the priest. To
Did
our
you
eyes,
see someone, Billo? Like that needed help?
Yes, a fantastic woodworker, actually. He seemed to have several guards around as well as himself being armed with a quite nice sword I believe I saw as we were on the bridge. I believe the priests were more vulnerable, and that's why the group decided to, I think, lend assistance in that direction.
I'm not looking to allocate blame on who you helped and who you didn't. I'm just trying to make sure we don't have any unfortunate misunderstandings here tonight. I think in the light of the morning, given some time to speak to some people and point out the nonsensical aspects of the complaints, we can probably smooth things over. But you might want to be careful who you piss off in the future.
Well, since we are not being formally charged with the crime of endangering the city, could we perhaps have our accommodations be made a bit more comfortable? Perhaps extra blankets and pillows, and meals.
Well, I'm gonna look like a horse's ass if you're all lying to me, but all right, I can be reasonable.
Thank you very much.
Blankets and pillows. We have enough to spare.
I can even make some stew for your guards, for the other guards if you want. If you're not afraid of getting sick.
I think we'll keep you in here for the night, Tormund, although I appreciate the offer.
Honestly, we can't fight this tonight. Not worth it. And the captain is correct.
Well, we would assure ourselves fugitives if we did fight back.
Here the Vesir.
I have a player question.
What?
But Tom, you can
Go
Go.
for it.
Okay. Did we see the guy he's talking about? Because I feel like we did, but I don't remember if it was all of us or if it was
Yeah,
only
so
like it was when we were split up.
I don't remember specifically if I said who did and didn't, but he's talking about one of the draconic nobles that you guys saw at the
I
church.
remember. I remember.
He was being
Yes,
guarded.
correct.
That was the other one that the group had to choose between them and the
Correct,
priest.
Right.
Was the Dracona. I came to the battle after that though, so I do not know what they're talking about.
Yes, Tam does not, but the rest of you would have had a chance to at least see the nobles.
So we are lying.
I
Got it.
did not.
I told him everything.
No, you saw them. I didn't see what you saw.
Okay.
I don't know that I saw.
Turtles have notoriously terrible eyesight.
Either way, it wasn't our decision.
Hey, he's a galapa.
Well, this is the lovely city you all have here.
It is.
It
usually
was a
more
really
hospitable.
nice day.
Oh, I thought that guy was gone.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Scared the shit out of me.
Just standing in the doorway, pops his head back in.
Well, I'll leave you all to it. We'll get those accommodations to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Captain.
You have a good night. Try not to get killed. And with that, he does leave the room.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how filthy is this cell that we're in?
It's not really. Like I said, this isn't. You're kind of. So the Vesir Guard operates in and around the wall on the outside of the city, as well as in other buildings throughout the city. And most of their holding cells are closer to the population centers. Here, out on the edge of Gayatel, you are kind of in a place where like this is almost like more like military holding, in terms of like when it would have been more used. So like this was heavily used at times in the recent past or somewhat recent past, but not in the recent past. So it's dusty more than it's dirty.
Less likely to get shanked by another inmate.
Yeah, it's completely empty at the moment, except for you guys. You guys were clearly brought somewhere that is not the norm.
And so there's more guards in this building, like in this area. Like it's more like a barracks than like just a jail.
Correct. This is in fact the barracks would have been right next door to this. So there
Right.
are probably a few hundred guards very close to you right now.
Which, you know, means
there
if the
any-
military wants us dead, we're dead. But it's harder for other people to get in to kill us.
Well, are there any currently in the prison, or we're just like we know they're kind of close?
So there are some who are patrolling. They're not like constantly in the room with you, where the holding cells are. They do come in and make laps, but it's like every 10, 15 minutes or so. And as the night goes on, that will the pace changes a little bit. But like you can tell there are people around. You don't ever get the sense that you're like in an abandoned building as soon as the captain's left. But you are largely left alone. A guard does come maybe half an hour later with a pile of blankets and pillows, as well as just some basic food, some kind of thick, like porridge, bread, water, more water.
I still have some spices here, if anybody needs some for the porridge.
I'm also gonna cast Wild Touch in here and just
Okay.
like on the floor where we're all like hanging out or sitting or whatever. I'm just gonna do like that really nice plush grass that you love walking through with your bare feet. Just gonna coat the cell in that just to give it some comfort and not cold stone.
The next time a guard comes through to, do the rounds, he looks at it, does a double take, and just shrugs and walks on. Not his monkeys, not his zoo.
Right.
Man, like he's called you a monkey, he's called me a turtle. Like
Well, I just thought maybe
yeah.
we could have some comfort here. Maybe I hope don't offend any of your senses.
This
It's
is-
fine.
No,
Quite nice.
that's pretty cool.
Thank you. It is much more comfortable this way.
It smells a little better
Except-
too.
We should keep an eye out tonight. I think we're safe here. I don't expect anything from the guard, but the captain seemed relatively
Do you-
nervous,
I
worried.
mean, surely the noble was not upset at us for helping another group while he had guards. Surely he would not be petty enough to accuse us of something strange like this.
Belu, you know nobles.
A bit, but not like you do, probably.
I don't, and I'd like to keep it mostly this way.
All the chaos, how'd he even notice? If someone else came to help him or not, he had guards.
Assuming that it's him,
He would
if he
fit
got
the
injured,
description.
if one of his favored guards got injured,
While you guys are talking, Azalea's like flipping through her journal, like double checking every person that she met in the city that she wrote down to make sure she didn't like bump into them without saying sorry or spilled their drink or whatever.
I think Azalea, going through that does find that she can't find anybody that she has wronged in a way that matches up at all with the current events. Or anybody, really, more likely.
Pam has not kept like a journal, but he is furiously trying to remember if he got in any bar fights with any black-scaled draconas since he came here. Kind of hard to remember, though.
You've been here a while. How many bar fights have you been in?
Like a year. I wouldn't say it's like an every night sort of a thing. Let's say like 5. That's in a year.
It's a pretty good clip still.
Yeah, but not like this is not what I do all the time. But
was it
does
5 bar fights in one rowdy night, or was it like 5 bar fights? Because you
Since
could get
I've
into a
been
bar
here.
fight, and
Did
then
I leave, go to the next bar, and immediately instigate another bar fight?
No, but
Go to the
after you get along with the people who you started the bar fight with, you take them along to the next bar to start a fight there. And then you do that and go to the next pub with like...
We call it a bar fight crawl.
I see.
And that'll be a one shot to come back to another time. So is it five fights? So is it 5 bar fights or 5 fights? I do want to clarify.
I guess there's a possibility that like maybe one of them would have just been a chance encounter. No, I think they'd all be like in the
Okay.
course of drinking. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I would get ready to rest. Just kind of sit down. I have a nice shell. So
We want to kind of have one person awake throughout the night, off and on, just in case, or do we think we're okay here?
I'll stay up.
The captain seemed a little worried that they might try to kill us.
Perhaps we could take short shifts.
Yes, I think that is the more sensible thing to do. I do not think there's a big risk here, but let's not pretend that.
Perhaps a guard comes in with information.
Right.
Would be nice to have someone awake and available to receive it.
Shifts. Does anybody need less sleep, more sleep?
Well, if I don't get 8 hours, I'm useless.
We'll stick to our standard. And for anybody who's unaware of that, that's 4 watches for the rest. I know the math can get a little more complicated than that, but that said, all right, do you guys want to take a long rest here? You don't have to. Mechanically speaking, we don't need to take a long rest for you guys to have a night's sleep. You need to sleep. You don't necessarily have to trigger the rest.
So the difference, if I understand it correctly, in Daggerheart, if we do a long rest, you get more fear die, right?
I do.
Is really the
Quite a bit,
mechanic.
actually. So whenever, so 2 things that are worth noting mechanically for Daggerheart here is that obviously when you long rest, in addition to you regaining resources and all that, I gain fear, and any kind of countdown that's happening in the background takes ahead. To be fair, that might happen on a rest anyway. Time is still time,
Right.
but some things might be triggered to long rests instead.
Just clarifying the
Mhm.
cost a bit. Does anybody still look damaged, like hurt?
I would like all
Do
of you, I forgot to say this, to take 1 stress, or to mark 1 stress in the events of tonight. So I take it the consensus. Sorry, go ahead.
Could do a short rest, maybe. That would be fine. I
I
would
kind of-
imagine. Unless you want to go long, we
Go
can
ahead,
do that.
Josh.
I was just gonna pull Marilla like to a more vacant corner of the cell. Marilla, do you have any idea what's actually going on here?
Not a clue. But it's all right. You take your rest. I'll watch your back all night, I promise.
Well, I was going through my journal and I did offend someone. I was in a shop and I turned around too quickly and I think I scuffed
Oh,
his
no.
boot. It was a black, shiny boot.
Oh, you scuffed his
Yes,
boot.
he was quite upset. He acted very gentlemanly and said it was no big deal, but I worried that I offended him deep enough. Perhaps. Maybe it was a noble. I don't know.
Did he look real fancy?
Yes, I suppose. I don't really know the difference.
Well, he had shoes, so I guess that's
And they
a
were
clue.
shiny. They were nice boots. They didn't
Shiny
have
like
muck
someone
all
else
over
shiny.
them, you know.
Well, it could be. You could be the reason we're all in here.
Please don't tell anyone. It was an honest mistake.
Don't worry, I won't let anyone know.
Okay. I don't actually think that's what happened, but I did want to mention it just in case.
Definitely not what happened.
Well, I guess.
I don't know how we were all called in like this. It's very odd.
Yeah, it's funny. I've heard the people in the lower districts complain about the response time for the guards whenever there's a real problem in the poor districts, but apparently when you rescue people, the entire guard battalion arrives to arrest you within moments.
That's what we get for helping people.
Are
Very
we
well.
hearing that, or are they very like quiet?
We're not like quiet, I guess.
I think this is one of those situations where you can tell they're trying to speak to themselves, so you have to decide if you want to butt into that.
I want to defend the guard a little bit. Like,
You're always so busy making stew.
Azalea. Sometimes the guard really has no choice. I'm sure you have nobles where you were. And even if they're not right, you at least have to listen to them.
I'm
doesn't
sorry.
mean that doesn't mean they will do what the nobles want. In this sort of voice, all the time. But they have to at least acknowledge the complaints, unfortunately. And
I went willingly. I understand how the law works. And I'm sorry, I was not disparaging the guard. I'm sure the men under your command are attentive and kind, just like you are. But, or at least the way you seem to be. I guess I'm more frustrated than anything. I'm a visitor to your city, and I'm arrested within a week.
frustration is the correct emotion to feel right now. I No, I don't have anything else. Frustration is what you should be feeling. I don't think there is nothing else, unfortunately. Tomorrow, the panic should calm down a little bit outside. Most likely in all the noise and the mess. But
I imagine that if all people of Vesir shared that vision, then we probably will not be on the tips of anyone's minds of concern. That's my hope.
Fear can make people do strange things they would not usually do. I would hope that by tomorrow the cooler heads will prevail and we will be free to go and all will be settled.
I mean,
Doesn't sound like things will get better tomorrow.
I can tell you what fear does to people. The red tide is still pretty fresh in people's minds here.
But I don't think it was fear that did this to us, right? Like, that's affecting everybody else. We got somebody with a vendetta.
Well,
Just had an
Fear.
opportunity.
Arrogance. They're much closer than you would think in a lot of situations.
do not believe we'll be able to solve the world's problems tonight. So perhaps we get some rest and we see what tomorrow brings.
I could do with some rest, honestly. And as Belu said, it's not like we can do much.
As you sleep for now, I will stay up for a bit and wait and see you if any of the guards come in with more information.
Just wake me up when you're done. I have to go for hours. I'll do the next part.
Of course.
I'll take over after you. We can split it up.
I'm gonna stay awake the whole time, or attempt to. So
Okay.
Going to grow roots.
yes, in this nice plush grass.
Soft grass. Sure. So we start our evening's rest with Belu and Morella awake and keeping an eye on things while everybody else takes a moment and settles down and makes themselves as comfortable as they can be in this, at least now, grass covered and somewhat accommodated prison cell. There are benches with enough space that people can lie down on benches or on the floor if they need to. Belu and Morella, though, I have a question. What is each of your instinct modifiers?
Zero.
+1.
Okay. Will you give me an instinct reaction roll then, Morella?
Yes. I will. Okay. It's a 13 with fear.
Fear doesn't matter here, but a 13.
Right.
So,
It's a bit
what was that?
using an experience.
Oh, okay. Which one?
Like from being the lookout kind of person.
I mean, yeah, that absolutely fits the narrative. So if you want to spend a hope to activate that experience for this check, you may.
Then it'd be a 15.
15. So you and Belu pass some time on this first watch. There isn't really anything to do here except sit, think, talk, run your hands or feet through the grass, and just kind of kill time. There unlike watching at a camp at night, where at least you might have some animals or stars to look at, you are just in this stone room filled with empty cells. And it must be in just the law of how tedious that is to stay attentive and to keep watching that your eyes slip just for a moment. Just long enough for a figure to sneak in and settle right outside the bars, just behind your field of vision. And then the figure says, "Hi there," into your ear. "Shh, don't wake everybody."
Just my
Mhm.
ear? Or no one else?
Bailu,
Okay.
you're going to hear this as well. You're awake. But um,
Okay, I was like, does he know?
and and as you both hear and see, there is what looks to be a young woman crouched down outside the cell. She's wearing a heavy gray cloak pulled up over her head. You can see tan skin and blonde hair tucked back under the hood, and underneath the cloak you can see she's wearing some kind of white, like almost like monk wrap style outfit. It's interesting. You have not seen it, or it's like often, if at all. But she just has this little grin on her face as she looks at you. "Hi."
Hello?
"You must be Morella and Bailu. Hi, I'm Jen."
Hello. How did you get in here past all the guards?
"Sneaky."
Must be very sneaky indeed.
"I can't stay long.
Why did you come in the first place?
I wanted to
And
thank
how
you.
do you know us?
I'm
You one of the
a
priests?
friend of some of the priests you helped tonight,
I see.
and I'm afraid that that's why you're in trouble."
Because of the priests?
"Because of the priests, because of the dragons, and because of the conics, and because of me, in some ways.
And who are
But
you
mostly, well, what were you doing tonight, Bailu?
We were being arrested,
For that.
mostly. I was in a whittling competition at the festival.
I saw that.
Okay.
Right
I
before things
apologize. I
went
did not
dark.
notice you there.
What were you all
Okay.
doing?
We were speaking on a bridge. Going back
Speaking?
to the stew area to see the results of the cooking competition.
Oh, you poor dear. You didn't hear anything my priests were saying?
I admit we did not pay much attention to them other than seeing the beasts attacked after the darkness came.
She gets real close to the bars and just kind of stares at your eyes, and you see she has these very kind of pale blue eyes, and she just kind of holds yours for a long moment, and then she does the same thing to Morella, just staring at you, and her face kind of goes passive, blank, oddly blank, like perfectly still as she looks at you. Well, I think that maybe Somebody thinks that you weren't talking. Maybe somebody thinks you were listening. And maybe somebody thinks you heard something you shouldn't have.
Is it from the priest or from the noble?
Yes.
Hmm.
I can't tell you much. But I saw what was happening and I had to come say something. They're going to try to pin what happened tonight on you. They don't have any real evidence, but they won't need it. You're just 5 people who I think were in the wrong place at the wrong time. But you're going to be very convenient to some people who need scapegoats.
Well, that is quite unfortunate. How do you know all of this? You seem to be fairly well connected, I assume, to at least one of the parties involved.
At least one. I have friends who I would ask to help you if I could, but I don't think they're going to. It's not personal, I just think they don't know you. I don't know you, but that doesn't always matter, right?
I'd like to think we are quite friendly. Not you and I specifically, but just as a whole.
You didn't help make everything happen tonight, did you?
No, we've no idea what happened here. And unfortunately, I don't think we will get answers to our questions in this cell.
No, I don't think you will. I don't think you can. I don't think you're supposed to. I get out. I could get you out.
At that point, we would be fugitives from the law.
But alive?
The guard have offered protection, which is why we are here tonight.
The guard
The
will
captain
protect you.
investigated.
The guard will protect you from the Greyhearts. But the guard can't protect you from the guard.
You seem to be quite anxious and on edge. Are you feeling all right?
I just broke into the prison. Of course I'm on edge.
Well, yes, but I mean about, conspiracies about guards and nobles and priests and whatnot.
She looks at you. I would like you to make me a presence roll. Well,
No, you just watch. You can because I'm on camera. Ooh, that's okay. Which one? Okay, that was so 17 with fear.
interesting. Yes, I'm nervous about a lot of things, and I can't tell you about any of it now. But I can help you tonight. Well, in the morning, if you're willing. In the morning, they're going to let you out to use the restroom. I've spoken to the captain. I told him I didn't think you needed to be using the buckets. I can make sure that the guards watching over you look the other way. Just for a minute. If you're willing, there'll be a boat at the dock. You need to take it out of the city.
What does it mean? You're gonna make him look away?
I'm going to call in some favors they owe me. Get some guards who are
So,
loyal to me on duty, and they're going to look the other way. And if when they look back, you're gone. It may take them an hour or two to report that.
Really, some of the party have items that they came in with that they are quite fond of.
I'll have your weapons stashed in the boat. That's all I can do. You won't be able to go back to your homes. You can't come back into the city. If you want to live, you need to leave.
Not that I'm complaining, but I'm curious why you are going to such lengths to help us, but will not explain to us what is going on.
It's just because some people do some things that I don't like doesn't mean I can just throw them away. Just because the system isn't perfect doesn't mean that I can just walk out of it now. But I don't want to see 5 innocent people put to death for something they didn't do, for something that other people very much did.
And surely you could just, you could tell them the truth if something bad has happened and you know who the cause of the bad is. You could
I have power.
you could let them know.
I have friends. But they won't be on my side for this. And I promise, if it looks like it's going to be more of a hassle than it needs to be, if it looks like there's any risk to their plan, they'll kill you while you sleep. The guard can give you some protection, but only so much. I can't offer much. But if you do a favor for me after you leave, there's a safe house I can point you to. It's on the way to Falkir.
You want us to go to Falkia?
No. Just on the way. I probably shouldn't know where you go, but there is something important of mine that was taken by people who may very well be your enemies now too.
So that's why you're here?
No, I'm here to help. But if you help me, I can help you more.
Oh, I'm gonna look at Morella. Just kind of give the "Are you getting all this?" kind of look. Like,
I'm not gonna look at him. I am going to very carefully study this person I've never met and do not recognize her outfit or anything. I have the Slyborn background, which gives me advantage on rolls to detect lies.
Okay.
And I guess I'm wondering, is this all just to get us to do what she needs?
Roll me an instinct roll with advantage. Go ahead and add a d6 to it.
19 with hope.
18 with hope. So you are Slyborn. You are sneaky, tricksy, slick in your own ways when you need to be. Or at least you understand, how the game is played. And yes, you are absolutely effective at picking up when people around you are lying. But more importantly, you've gotten effective at figuring out when people around you are skirting around a lie, and that's what you're hearing here. She hasn't lied to you. You're pretty sure about that, but she's obviously not telling you everything. I think with a 19 with hope, you get the sense that she genuinely does want to help you, but she also seems very nervous about what she's doing here. It's not obvious at first glance. Belu wouldn't have picked up on it, but you do, that she is like underneath that big cloak she's wearing. She is shaking. You can see the shiver in her hand that she hides beneath the sleeve. Like she is absolutely a nervous wreck doing what she's doing right now.
All right. We'll talk to the others about it. You get out of here, okay? If you stay too long, the guard's gonna find you.
I'll be sneaky. Be quick. Be safe. If you get to my...
Be careful.
I'll leave instructions in the boat. If you get to my safe house, I'll try to talk to you again.
Thank you.
Goodbye. And with that, she turns and very quickly makes her way out of the room, opens the door and slides through it with barely leaving any gap there, and closing it behind her softly, leaving Belu and Morella in silence again, with the rest of the group still fully asleep. I think this is a good place as we consider what our next step is to take a short break. Tom, if you want to take us off air. Everybody else, we'll be back soon. And welcome back to Mimic Decision as we continue session 2 of the Veil of Vesir. Right before the break, our party was approached by an odd woman who had snuck into the prison in the middle of the night to impart some information to Belu and Morella. Having left, Belu and Morella are left to decide what to do with that information. Spotlight to you.
Did that
Everyone
seem
but
like a bit of a strange offer to you?
Yeah, real strange. She was terrified too.
She certainly seemed nervous. I assumed it was from, like she said, from sneaking in to what I assume is a well-guarded facility.
Yeah, I think it was more than that. You have stuff you need to get if we have to go?
Not so much. I typically keep my kit on me. I do not travel with much. Perhaps a bedroll, but I assume that could be found along the way.
She said there'd be an hour or two before it's reported. So I guess if we do that.
Yes. Would give us time to assemble provisions. We should probably tell the rest of the group. This would be one of those situations where I think perhaps waking them would be acceptable.
Yeah, maybe. Just hoped Azalea could get a little sleep. Feel kind of bad she came here to see me and,
It will be a memorable visit, if nothing else.
Alright, yeah, let's wake him up.
Okay. I'm gonna knock on Tormund's shell.
Stick my head out a little bit. It's my time to be on.
Not quite. We have some. I believe we have some things to discuss.
That kind of just really shakes me away. What's going on?
I will explain in a moment. It just gets. I'm gonna kind of shake Tambit. Tambit, wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
I'm up.
Yes. There's been a development. We should probably speak and determine
Azalea,
what
Azalea. I'm just shaking her while you guys talk.
What? Rella, what's wrong?
Shh. Gonna gesture for her to go over so Bailey can update people.
I get out
Yes.
from underneath the cot.
Sorry to wake all of you. We had a visitor a moment ago. A very strange young woman who claimed that she knew we were not the culprit in what has been going on, but seemed to indicate that we were going to be framed for it either way. She made it sound as though execution was on the table. I do not know much about politics per se, but it seems as though perhaps one of the groups, or perhaps both of the groups on the bridge were engaging in activities they should not have been engaging in, and perhaps they believe we know something that we do not know. It is offered as a means of escape, but it would mean leaving the city. I do not know for how long, or for what purpose, really. But she seemed to indicate that we were perhaps not safe from the guards.
Not safe from the guards.
It was what she said. She seemed quite insistent that we would be much safer if we were to be somewhere else.
Did she offer any proof of what she says?
No, I was not able to read much. I was a bit in shock myself. I'm not used to being in prison in the first place, and then not used to having people speak to me through prison bars. Well, I believe she was quite frightened when she spoke with us, though. Well, could you perhaps elaborate? Is there anything perhaps that you saw that I did not see in here?
Well, it looked like she was shaken under her cloak. And just that look in the eyes people get, they've got something going on under, that kind of thing.
I mean, the one thing I think that is kind of in favor of what I'm hearing, the guard was perfectly happy to grab us off the street and lock us up for so-called, protected, with also no evidence for something that was obviously untrue. So I could see, yeah.
I perfectly happy. I know. I would just prefer. I don't know if perfectly happy was their state, their happiness. Let's be honest.
That's fair. They were willing to. It still happened. We're in here. So whoever told them this, whichever group, they definitely have sway over them.
Yes, well, nobles have sway. I think you go to any city, you will see the same thing. But yes, they do.
Yeah, so even if we're safe for one night, that makes no sense to me. I would lean towards she might be right. I didn't talk to her, of course, but from what I'm hearing.
It is a big decision. I mean, Tom, you have children that you take care of, or perhaps they take care of you at times. I do not know if leaving the city would be an option for you. I do not know if it is the right option for us. We would at that point be fugitives from the law. You know, she said we will have a chance to escape tomorrow. She has arranged for a bathroom break for us, and the guards will be looking the other way while we are there. She's arranged for our weapons to be placed on a boat that will take us across the canal, and then said that we would have about an hour before our disappearance was reported.
I can tell you that from what I have heard, escaping is not quite as trivial. Once we are out, if they care enough, they can send people to chase us,
Of course,
people to fly. An hour is not a long time to disappear.
of course not. It would, Crime brought up a good point that perhaps we would need to pick up any possessions that we might need on the road if we were to run. I've spent quite a bit of time on the road, but it's not usually on the run. Is a different. I do not know if I'm comfortable with that at all. Do you believe we would have access to a fair hearing, a fair trial? Would they hear us in earnest, or do you believe the young girl could have been correct in that perhaps we are being framed?
I have not experienced or seen any blatant cases of railroading. The term exists. Probably means it happened. I imagine they have railroads in Vesir, or if they don't, the term magically is the same. Now, I have not been involved in cases dealing with many nobles. And considering what happened, the last thing that something this impactful hit the city was probably the red tide. Fear makes people react weirdly.
That it does.
Can it happen? Maybe. Will it happen? I don't know how Galapa shrugs. I guess the shell moves up and down a little bit, but it is I would want to say that obviously nothing can control the guard. That the guard does the best always. And for a lot of individuals, that's true. Sorry,
I'm having
go
a
ahead.
difficult time reconciling two parts of my thinking. On one hand, I very much do not want to become a fugitive on my first visit to Gaiatel, and I feel like the captain is at least a person in authority, and if he says this is for the best, and the only thing we have going against it is a random rogue in the night to tell us otherwise, there's a part of me that says it's not worth it to try to escape. But then the other hand, I think that arresting people, detaining people under the pretense of that it's for their own protection is often used in history as a means of control. And that part of me worries that we are in a corrupt system, that we will not get a fair hearing or trial even. They may wake up in the morning and decide that none of us are worth a footnote in the pennies. But, you know, Morella, I trust you more than anyone. Did you believe this person that came in the night?
I believe she'll help us, but she also wants something from us. And we don't know what that is.
You think she was telling the truth about death sentence?
I think so. I worry for, our good guard over there. If some of these guards are gonna turn on him, if this stranger has some of them bought off to do the other thing, it could get really, really bad here.
I don't want to walk like a lamb to the slaughter either. I'm with you, Morella, if you want to do this.
As the way, we have until tomorrow morning to make our decision. If we are going to Iran, I suggest we try and get some sleep. Seems like tomorrow would be a bit of a long day either way.
Sleep is good.
Well,
Say
Just
that I
okay.
lean towards take the escape.
As a way, try and get some rest. We will have to make our decision tomorrow.
And so, one by one, you all take to yourselves a moment to think, and maybe you get some more sleep before the night's over. Maybe you don't. I'll leave that to each of your characters to decide. And of course, there are still watches to be kept. But I'll tell you now that the rest of the night passes with no more intervention than the occasionally patrolling guard. Which means that morning beckons, and as dawn breaks over the city of Gaiatel and creeps into the windows of your jail cell and finds you all probably more exhausted than you were when you first came in here, but maybe not. Maybe you sleep well under pressure. But the time for a decision is nigh. Now, even. And I do think that this feels like the right time to ask the audience. Chat, what do you think? what our intrepid heroes need to get up to. And feel free to throw out, other suggestions if they come to you. But if not, we have a nice, easy vote. What should we do? Go with the escape plan, or stay put and trust in the system? Party, what are you guys thinking? Feel free to stick your opinions in. Let me hear what you got.
I like trusting the guard.
We're gonna look really guilty if we run, I think.
Yes.
Like that's the sure way to,
Yeah.
that's the sure way to bring a lot of eyes on us.
True.
But
True.
trusting the guard when the guards can't trust each other.
Right.
Right. So Tormund
Yeah.
trusts the guard,
Also-
but Tormund remembers the Red Tide.
That's
And
also, if we're wrong about that, that's the scenario where we are all dead.
Maybe
that's also not
If
an
she's
art
telling the truth.
to make.
new characters next week. Let's do it.
Can we all swim?
That's him.
I'm
Can
sure I
you all
carry-
swim?
I would say I can.
I mean,
Yeah.
it might help us make a decision. I don't know.
I can carry some people on my shell, I'm sure, while I'm swimming.
Like
Oh, that'd be
Blastoise?
so cute.
Tormund can be our raft.
I was picturing like Titanic, like on the door, but there's no room, but it's Tormund.
Norman is the door.
We got 2 for runs so far.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. Unsurprisingly, I think the escape plan is pulling ahead in chat. Give it a few more seconds to see if anybody else wants to jump in. But anybody want to make a last minute, pitch for wait and see?
We clean the cells. Spring cleaning.
Well,
You brought grass inside.
well, someone's gonna have to mow the cell every so often now.
Yeah.
That could be us.
You have changed the. Excuse me.
It's a semi-permanent.
Yeah.
So they left it ambiguous in the card.
Yeah, it'll wear off after you leave. Somebody will have to clean up all the grass clippings, though. Okay, I think that is sufficient. All right, guys, you're escaping. Any questions?
No.
What you mean?
I don't know. I'm just saying it more of
Questions
like
like
a habit than anything else. But if you had any questions, I'd happily deal with them. But if not, morning comes. And you find yourselves awakened by, no, not awakened, but greeted, I assume. I assume at least some of you were awake and saw him coming, but by the good Captain Stanger. All right. Wakey, wakey, boys and girls. We're going to let you stretch your legs a little bit. I just need you all to agree to play nice.
Is there any more information, Captain?
Since last night, not so much. Same stink being raised up at the tower.
We had hoped somehow cooler heads would prevail in this instance.
Still no evidence that I've seen.
But no evidence would also mean that you would not need to hold us any further. Correct?
In a perfect world, that might be true. I don't know. I'm not much of one for perfect worlds. Not a lot of need for my profession in one of those.
Captain, what do you think will happen? Have you seen cases with nobles pushing like this?
Once or twice. One time I saw Another captain of the guard get busted down to janitor. They busted him down to janitor.
A captain.
He pissed off the wrong pirate from the pact. It was a
Hmm.
bad day. But like this, not on my watch. No.
Gentlemen, I'm sorry to rush, but I actually do have to use the washroom, so
Absolutely, little lady. Let me get you right out of there. And Stanger unlocks the door and just pulls the gate back. Right down that hallway. The bathrooms are unisex, but you do what you can.
I very quickly walk towards the washroom.
I also follow.
Stanger follows, and when you reach the doors into the privy chambers, he just kind of leans against the wall and starts to whistle to himself. He stops and he says, "You all just take care of what you need to take care of. We'll get you back in that cell soon enough." At which point he closes his eyes and starts to pretend to snore.
Which we cannot see because we are in the privy.
That's why he's snoring loudly.
With his eyeballs.
Oh, yes. That's
Is
how
the
I
door
snore.
still locked for us, for the rest of us in the
So
cell?
you've all been let out to the...
Oh, we're all to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
And he's snoring loudly and like very explicitly type thing.
Yes.
Is there like an open window or something like that? Like, are we in the prisoner privy or in like a guard?
There is no prisoner privy. The prisoners get buckets, Tormund. You know this.
I see.
This is a...
So this is the door.
This was a privilege. These are privies. Like, that's where he took you. But Tormund, you know the layout of this place well enough. All these gatehouses are laid out the same. The dock is down the hall and down a flight of stairs.
This is the time to, I kind of whispered, this is the decision time.
We go. I'm telling you, they're gonna kill us.
I mean, it seems like the captain is faking it a little.
Sorry, just to take a step back, man, I forgot, I apologize. What was the reputation you said this captain had?
He is known for being a bit of a free spirit.
Bit of maverick type thing?
Yeah, he gets in trouble often enough from his superiors. He doesn't get a lot of complaints from the people working with him.
I see, okay.
He's no nonsense in a lot of ways. Like, he insists that people work for him, be good at what they do. But your understanding is that he's not the most by the book captain.
He's not the most political animal there is.
I'm not sure if that's the case, but he's not by the book.
I see.
well, and he must be going along with Jen's arrangement, right? Because it sounded like she arranged for us to be able to have
That
the-
is a reasonable assumption to
bathroom
make
stuff.
given the series of events that have just taken place. Yes.
All right, let's go.
What's the ground like in the bathroom?
It's a stone.
So there's no like bare ground or
Not
anything?
here, no.
Okay.
Yes. Well, the orphans know not to come look for me if there's ever a problem, so.
We're gonna be okay.
Oh. Well. I think they learned a lot of lessons. Hopefully.
Hmm.
And taught me some. I don't like this.
No. If this is the decision we've made, we probably need to make haste and vacate the city where we
Agreed.
can.
We only have an hour.
Right.
Seems time is ticking already.
All right.
Is there anything you need to grab from your home?
Have
Or
we
should
been
we
able to
stick
do
together
that?
on the road on the way out?
It is not on the way out, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'll interrupt here. Getting around in Gaiatel is not a simple task. If your time is measured in hours, you could maybe stop at one place in the city before you leave. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I think if we run, we run. I have most everything. I have, assuming the equipment's going to be there. I had it yesterday. I have my spices, and well, I would like to see the orphans, but the brats. But
Yes.
Yeah.
They are quite resourceful.
did they scam you out of some money, Bill?
Oh, several times, yes.
So, did she give us instructions on what to do?
Get out, go to the docks. There will be a boat waiting. I believe is.
There will be instructions in the boat for a safe house somewhere in the towards Valkia.
Do we see a way out of this bathroom? Matt?
Out of the bathroom? No, but down the hall, Tormund knows the way out.
Oh, okay.
We should probably get going.
So, Tom, if you're talking, you're muted. So you are able to step out of the privy. Captain Stanger's eyes closed, continues to loudly next to you.
As we're walking past him, I will say, "Thank you, Captain." Just kind of whisper it to him as we're leaving.
He reaches out and slaps your ass as you move by.
Before we leave the bathroom, I wanted to turn into a orange cat.
Okay.
Just kind of be smaller, faster, like harder
Sure.
to spot, really.
Sure. I can get behind that. So the four of you plus a cat make your way out of the bathroom, and Tormund quickly leads you to the stairwell down the hall that leads down. And as you come down, you can smell the water and kind of, there's just the sense of this dock. And you come out into this partially covered dock that connects to the canals of Gaiatel. And more importantly, given where this gatehouse is, connects directly to the main docks of Gaiatel, the entrance to Gaiatel. If you know how to take a boat, you can take it directly out the waterway and into the river, getting further inland rather quickly, if need be. As you get down into the dock, you find nobody present. Tormund, that's not normal. More importantly, there are 3 boats. 2 of them are the Siren Guard skiffs that are used to move troops in and around town. The 3rd looks like a small merchant vessel. It has cargo strapped onto a bed in the back with an enclosed kind of area in the front that would presumably have basic living quarters in that. It's not very big, but it does provide a little bit of cover, and it certainly doesn't belong in a guardhouse dock.
Just a quick point of clarification. It's Tormund without a D at the end.
Yeah, did I say D?
Yeah, you did a couple times.
Apologies.
Or-
Nonetheless,
Right. This is our boat. This one. The other ones are clearly guard boats. Is there any? Are our weapons on there? You had me.
if you get on the boat and enter the cabin, you do in fact find 2 things. one, a pile of whatever weapons you had given over the night before, all accounted for, as well as the torn out page from the receipt with all of your, names and descriptions there. And two, you find Sergeant Willoughby sitting inside. Sergeant?
Sergeant? Yeah, was he expecting us, clearly? Like,
Yes.
not. Yeah.
He was just sitting there with like hands on his knees, or elbows on his knees, hands clasped in front of him, watching the door, waiting for you. This boat isn't supposed to be here. I'd ask, but it's kind of obvious.
What is going on, Sergeant? Can you tell us anything?
I need a minute while you do that, and I'm gonna walk off while he's doing that.
Chico, I can't tell you anything. What are you doing here?
The boat was never here. We're not here. You're not here.
Afraid that's not how I see it, Sergeant.
Between us and our weapons?
No, just to the side of him. He does stand up as you sputter a bit, like straightening his back, looking you in the eye.
Sergeant, perhaps.
I look at him straight back. You know we didn't do this.
Isn't how it works.
Tell us something. We're already scapegoats.
You don't have enough information. I don't have enough information. This is a crime.
Yes. We know.
I can't let you go.
Matt, if this guy was distracted or temporarily incapacitated, would it give us the group enough time to get to the boat without having to engage in fighting?
You're on the boat. He is on.
Yeah, we're in the
Yeah, we're
cabin
on it.
of the boat.
He was waiting
Yeah.
inside the boat for you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought we were on the dock.
Oh, we're on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
boat?
yeah.
Or at least you could be. Like, you had to go inside the boat to see
Yeah.
him. So
Sergeant.
Does he know I'm the cat?
no.
Okay. I'm just gonna start like walking around like a cat.
Sergeant, some things tend to leave outside of black and white. This, for us, is quite clear. For you, I understand it is not. But we did not come to this decision lightly. But we will need to leave the city. I would prefer that we did it without any hostilities.
I understand where you're coming from. But I took an oath.
To protect citizens of the city.
And as he says it, you see like his jaw shake a little bit, but he also draws his sword.
Can I try to grapple him?
Grab my bow off the table.
You sure
Guys.
can.
No. No.
I'm gonna kind of put my hand up to Tam and I go, hang on.
Somebody
Tormund.
get some rope.
Try to grapple him. Sounds
Like,
like strength.
I'm a pretty big turtle. I'm reaching for the weapon to stop him, like, before he fully draws it type thing. Like,
Yeah.
hey,
This is a straightforward strength check.
I lost my die somewhere. Okay, I got
Could
it. It's been a while.
so
Go-
in my
ahead.
household friend form, I can help an ally. Like,
Okay.
I know you can always do that, but it adds a d8. So I was thinking, like, whenever he goes to do this, I'm going to do that thing where scared cats do, and they just, like, jump in the face. They're not really, like, attacking. They're just kind of like, "Meow." You know, just try to freak him out when Tormund tries to grab him.
Okay, sure. So that adds, you say, a d8?
Yes, d8.
Okay. Tom, you can add a d8 to your grapple roll.
Can I roll it, or does he roll it? I don't know how that works.
I think he rolls it. I think he yeah.
I actually found a D8, by the way, so. So it was a crit and an 8 on the help die on top of it, so.
Oh wow.
like,
So with a frenzy of meows and hissing and more batting than scratching, Azalea's cat form leaps up into the face of Willoughby, who up until this point had just been locked eyes with Tormund. Like everything else was gone. He was in complete tunnel vision and had absolutely no idea this was coming. And when you come up, he just like jumps back and instinctively makes an attack. Fails miserably. And Tormund, with his off balance attack, he leaves himself open. You're able to intersperse your arm underneath his and reach, snaking around to get his wrist, and hold his sword arm out into the side, taking that threat out, while your other arm snakes up and around his neck and pulls him into a chokehold, which may or may not be legal in Vesir. We'll talk about that later. But what next?
I put my hand over his mouth to kind of try to, elbow around the, arm around the mouth. Clearly not trying to injure him, but trying to restrain him. We're going to escape, we're going to leave him outside, he's clearly done his duty. We're not trying to hurt him, he has not shouted because we're here or anything like that, so I explain.
With a crit,
Mm-hmm.
You cover his mouth and you try to calm him down. But you can tell at this point he's beyond listening. He's not going to be able to reason. And with the skill of a veteran soldier and guardsman, you squeeze. Not hard, not roughly, not jerking. You're not here to injure him. You just squeeze. And over the next 20 seconds, you increase the pressure. And before long, you have a limp, unconscious Willoughby resting in your arm. Largely uninjured, not fully. You can't knock somebody out without doing something, but as far as these things go.
Okay, tie him up. Make it clear that he's not with us, please. If somebody's,
Try
Try
to
and
keep
find
his
some
head.
rope to tie him up. Yeah.
There's
tie
plenty
him
of
up.
rope around the docks. You can find it quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be sure to keep his head supported as you move him around, please.
Clearly he got overpowered, but we're not trying to I'm generally not trying to hurt him.
Perhaps place him in another boat where he would be harder to see from outside.
We drop him off wherever we leave the boat.
Let's.
Seems crueler, but I feel like
Is
a tied
it?
up guard on the dock is going to draw attention real fast.
Leave him in the
No,
boat.
leave him.
It's the middle of the night in the other boat.
It is the break of dawn.
Oh, it's break of dawn.
Morning.
Oh, duh. Sorry.
It's the crack of noon.
So I can't speak in cat form, but I'm going to stand up on my hind legs and just kind of use my paws like I'm pushing someone off the boat.
Just drown him.
Yeah. Okay.
I am also okay with that idea.
No. We will
No.
not drown him. He is trying to do his job. It is difficult, but it is respectable.
Drowning another soldier like Tormund would just genuinely come to blows at that point. Just straight up, no reaction. No, talking down.
I was more just meaning get it off the boat,
Yeah.
not drown him.
Yes,
I get it. I was
One of
just
the other
reacting
boats.
to
I will help carry up.
Yeah.
Yes. We're gonna
Just
dump him
move
into.
up.
We're gonna put him in one of the other boats and be sure his mouth is gagged too, so he's
Yeah.
not able to scream as loud.
And kind
You
of put him, like,
gently
yeah.
and carefully tie him up and gag him, because you know for a fact that while he's out soundly for the moment, this isn't going to last more than a minute or two. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So you leave him tucked in one of the other boats, slightly out of sight. It'll take some time before somebody finds him here, especially given the unguarded state of this room right now.
Let's go quickly.
Yes. He will shove off.
I jump on a Tormund's shell and ride him back to the boat.
Does any of your characters have experience steering a boat?
Like, nautical experience.
I'm a water druid. That
I've been
was
on
raised
a
by the
boat.
sea.
I've been in the city of ships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's reasonable that several of you would have at least some semblance of how to handle this, particularly how to handle ships like this that are largely just kind of punted around Gaiatel. Like this is a ship that's made for moving things within the city largely, not really for the open waters, but taking it out onto the river is certainly something that can be done. So without any real further dissembling, you make your way out of the dock into the dock proper of Gaiatel, where, at least lacking any direct tails and anybody trolling you directly, you are somewhat incognito right now. What do you do?
Look at the paper. Is there any information on the back of where we need to go or something like that?
In the boat. Yes,
Yeah.
there is a note left for all of you. It is short and it is sweet. It includes directions downriver for about a day's journey, and a path that you can follow that will take you in the direction of Falkir to a safe house in a small town. It also has a small postscript at the end of that. If you are able, and I do not hold it against you if you cannot, something very precious of mine was stolen from me. It is being held at a location in Gransel. At my safe house, there are instructions on how to contact me. If you make it there and are willing to help, we can work out further assistance for you as well. Jen. Spelled Gen, by the way.
I would like to locate, if that's okay. Advantage on locate on my cat form. Are there any rats on this boat?
Interesting question. Yes, there are rats on this boat. A couple of them back in the back around the cargo. You going
Should I
rat
go
hunting?
hunt rats? Just sink one-on-one combat with rats.
That is the thrilling content that we're all here for.
Is he winning against the rats?
There are no more rats on the ship.
I drop the final rat carcass off the side of the boat and then sit in the chair and lick my paws.
Did you need some seasoning with that, Zara?
I just look at you like you.
Clearly, Tormund is smiling, like that turtle smile, with some humor, trying to make light of the situation.
I guess I'll leave beast form. What a waste. So yeah, they're now just sitting there on the chair across from you. Well, I had to come up with something to do. And I don't know, whenever I take some of these forms, I feel this slight call to instinct, and it's quite fun to indulge from time to time.
So, sorry, you said we're going into Falkir, or we can?
Going towards Valkyr.
Towards Falkir. Well, I mean, and where's Grand Soul again?
Grand Soul is south of Falkir.
To the east. East south, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Well, no matter what, we have to get through Falkir, so let's try to make it. If not to, is the first safe house quick in Falkir, like over the border type thing, or is it deep inside? You
The
said
safe
1
house
day's
is
wait.
about a day's ride down
So-
the it's,
Yeah, there is. So there are very few distances in Vesir that are quick. So on a boat, you could cross the entirety of the continent if you have the right rivers going in the right ways for you. In a couple weeks. It's
I see.
it's a large amount of space. You've got a day's journey to get towards this location that's been marked by Jen for you. There's a little sketch of a map as well on the note to help you make your way. It is
I do have an important question.
sure.
Did Morella get on the boat? Because she left when we started that conversation.
Right. I was like,
I think she had something to do.
I completely forgot about that. That's right.
Yeah, I didn't realize we were on the boat, so I guess I am on.
I apologize.
You thought about leaving and then you stepped back on it.
I thought Morella had joined back. Apologize.
So how far is it to where we're going?
I said it'll be about a day's journey to get to the point that you're looking for. But as I said, you are in the open dock of Gaiatel. Do you leave directly, or what is the plan?
Do we need to secure papers or anything to get out of the city?
We're already out. Notice where they took us. We're very much on the edge.
There's not a blockade or anything to get into the city from the water?
There can be. There obviously are defenses in place, given that there is a dock section that's built inside the walls here, but they are not generally up. Tormund.
How far would I be from where I know the brats are? From where their usual haunts are.
Close. They'd be down here toward the docks. This tends to be that kind of area. If you knew exactly where to find them, probably 20 minutes away.
I don't want to find them. I want to find not a dead drop necessarily, but like a haunt, like an area that they come to often and just so.
Sure. Yeah, you know a place. There is a spot by the docks on the southeast corner. It's not very used. It's kind of dirty, but it's quiet, and it has a really nice view of the river at sunset, and you know that they like to go there.
Okay. Is it, if they take off on the boat now, if they start leaving, am I going in the same direction in the city type thing? Because you said it's along the dock. Does that make sense? Is the boat going?
You'd have to delay the boat for a few minutes to pull it off, but you could.
So that's kind of what I would like to do. I'd be give me a couple minutes. Starting off, I'll meet you basically 2 docks down or something like that.
Okay. And what do you do?
I want to leave like a sign behind. I don't know how well, they're not the best readers. They know a little bit. They're, you know, city kids, street kids. But they know enough. They know enough for the signs, typical things that are taught. I've taught them some like guard signs and things like that. So I'm just going to, I guess it would be what you in D&D you'd call a thieves' cant, but like not really. Like it's just more like a symbol agreed upon, not like I was preparing to run away. Just like, hey, in shorthand, like I need to run. Being
You're a guard, they're street kids. Yeah, there's symbols you would both recognize.
Yeah.
That you can use.
Yeah, just problems have to run, and I'm going to leave some spices behind, just so they know who it is. Oh, and some coins. I'm going to leave some money behind for the, for the betting they did on the stew, because we'll never know the answer to that one. So I'm going to leave some coins behind.
Does anybody else have anything they attempt to see to in these last moments in the city?
While we're on the docks, Baloo would probably be trying to find some kind of provisions with whatever money he's got at this point. So, any kind of medical supplies he might be able to find that they might need, they might run into, right? I mean, if there's a specific, maybe there's an herb that keeps people from getting, sick on a boat as much, right? So you can find that along the docks.
Just a heads up, Belu, we have minutes.
Yeah.
So this one's easy.
Be like at the dock.
This one's easy, in fact. It's more than even just at the dock. The dock, especially in the early mornings, is a moving market with business being done ship to ship. So you are actually able to kind of do some quick bartering with passing ships that slow down long enough to speak to you, and you pass off a couple coins or a couple parcels of whatever herbs it is you're looking for.
Cool.
Anybody else?
I am already carrying everything I have, so I'm good.
Go ahead, Will.
I was gonna look for if there's like normal ground anywhere nearby.
Sure. Yeah, you can get to some dirt if that's what you're looking for.
Yes, I'm looking for some dirt.
Yes.
Looking for some dirt to stick my toes in.
Okay. And why are you doing that?
I am trying to use the fungal network.
The fungal
which
network
works a little bit better if her toes are in the dirt.
Okay. So Morella obviously is a fungal. The fungal of Vesir share a network, a connection, a mycelial layer that exists throughout the entirety of Vesir. That layer sits beneath the regular layers of soil and rock, but when a fungal needs to, they can reach down into the soil and connect down into that layer and tap it for information, for resources. The fungal are not a hive mind, but they do share quite a bit. So, Morella, what are you looking for?
I am looking for a fungal in the city named Bon Carlo.
Bon Carlo. Okay. So.
And it is an instinct roll, it says.
Okay. So, and what are you trying? Oh, no, let's start with the roll. Make your instinct roll as Morella tries to reach out to Bon Carlo.
I needed a 12, and I got a 14 with hope.
Okay. So, what are you reaching out to Bon Carlo for?
I am going to ask him to get in touch with someone else.
Okay.
Whom she knows. whose name is Lokar, who is known for getting things and gathering
Sure.
things. And yeah, do you want more than that? Or you want like?
What are you asking for? Is there a specific ask here that you're passing along? So reach out to Lokar. Okay.
Yeah, if you can get in touch with Lokar, I guess.
Okay. You reach down into the ground, and relatively quickly, you feel in that place that you feel other fungals whose minds you linked with. An affirmative. He can. They can.
I knock on his brain cell door.
You get the sense that he's waiting.
Vaughn, are you there?
What do you need?
Sound unusually not British today.
What time is it? Oh.
I don't know the time. It's pretty early.
Oh.
Look.
Do you
I
have
need
any
to get
idea
in
how much I
contact
had to
with-
drink last night?
I can guess. I saw you at the festival and you were getting started. But I'm gonna need you to get in contact with Lokar. I'm gonna need the getaway bag from my place.
Get
Yeah,
away.
he'll know what it is.
Where do you need it?
I'm gonna be in a safe house near Falkir, so someone's just gonna have to get in contact with me. He'll know how.
Good. Lokar will know how.
Also, if you could do me a huge
Another
favor.
huge favor. Lokar costs. You know that,
I'll
dear.
owe you one. I'll owe
Ah,
you.
fine. What is it?
Could you let Mr. Silkstone know that the papers he wanted on the Shanghai issue are already in the usual spot? I know he said no work today, but I handled it this morning. Well, yesterday morning, I suppose. I'm all out of sorts now.
Papers in the what case?
The usual place.
No, what papers?
The Shanghai papers. Sometimes called the K-Shan papers. But we're being all formal-like.
I'll let him know. How long are you going to be gone?
Alright, so the getaway bag, Silkstone, I don't know, few days, month, something like that.
Careful.
Yeah.
Remember,
Don't worry, you can just
you're
call.
not too far from the roots if you need them.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I don't have to go too far from the roots.
Safe journeys.
And I close the brain cell door.
And Morella steps back away from the mycelial layer and is back in her.
And I feel my toes around in the dirt a little extra, just because I like it.
Dirt's warm in the morning sun. It feels nice.
My 4 toes are very pleased.
Anybody else have anything to get around to in these last moments in Gaetel?
Any of these passing merchant boats would sell a minor stamina push? And would that be outside of my affordability to even waste time on?
That's a real question. That is the question I don't know the answer to.
Yeah, the handfuls. I'm not a fan of handfuls and bags of gold.
Remind me, how much gold do you have right now?
Just one handful.
One handful.
Is it a cat handful or is it like a bear handful?
It's the standardized metric handful.
Right.
For anybody who doesn't understand what we're talking about here, Daggerheart does have an interesting system for money by default, the only money tracked in Daggerheart is in 3 denominations. The smallest denomination is handful. 10 handfuls make a bag. 10 bags make a chest. A chest is the most gold a character can carry around at any given time. We are playing a slight variation on that, which is to say that we are maintaining handfuls, bags, and chests, but a handful is defined as 10 coins, and a single coin will be the smallest denomination we will use, just to keep things a little less abstracted on that front. So that means you have 10 gold to start, Josh, and I'm going to say that if you want to spend 5 of them, you can have a stamina potion. If you roll me a presence roll to get the price. DC 12. If you fail, it'll be 6 gold instead.
16.
Okay, 5 gold it is.
So that would be half a handful, right?
Correct.
How do I even mark that? I'll just have to make a
I'm
journal.
sure your sheet doesn't have.
Yeah,
process,
no, I'll just have
but
to get my
yeah,
journal.
keep track. So you all started off with 10 gold to start the campaign, guys. So that's what you have. Josh has spent some of his there. Tormund, figure out how much you left behind for the kids. Keep track. Mullet, I'll say you didn't spend more than 1 gold on your herbs. They're not that expensive. And if that's it, then you all manage to meet back at the boat, and make your way quietly out of the front of Gaiatel. In less than an hour, from the moment that you escaped the Vesir watch. You're not in an official boat. You're in a relatively standard-looking merchant ship that blends into the traffic on the river relatively well. I'm certain your disappearance will not go unnoticed for long, but at least for the moment, you have a breath and a bit of a head start. Now, it's a little early, but I do think that's where we're going to stop for the week. We will pick up next week as our party starts their adventure on the road. Fresh fugitives from Gaiatel and on their way towards somewhere around Falkir. Everybody at home, give it some thought. Think about what you'd like to see from these guys moving forward, because we can't wait to hear. Party, you guys have some time to figure out what your plans are moving forward, and we'll see how many of those plans survive interaction with the audience. But everybody who's been here tonight, thank you so much for coming to watch and participate. For those who are catching the recording on YouTube, which, by the way, we'll try to get up sometime around the end of this week. Thanks. We appreciate your support as well. And if you have any thoughts and can't be here to come and join in the chat, leave a comment for us. Let us know what you're thinking, what you're looking for. We'd love to hear from all of you. In addition, we don't have anything firm yet, but in the near future, we will be rolling out ways for those of you who can't join us on the night of to still be involved in guiding our story. Look for polls and other sorts of outreach from us, possibly at our Blue Sky over at mimic-decision at Blue Sky, or just keep an eye on our YouTube and Twitch for any updates. Thank you, everybody, for giving us a piece of your mind, and we can't wait to see you next week.
Bye.